Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Blues Talk, and we do need to talk because have a look at that championship table and we are in the bottom three. It does not look pretty at the minute. Now we've brought in all these players and I think some really good ones, but it's 2 matches since the deadline and we've lost them both. We've lost 4 in a row and we've scored less goals than any other team in the division. What's going on? Now Norwich was poor, it was a bit flat, we had a lot of the ball but we didn't really do anything with it. And to me, it was just a classic case of a team playing its first game together. Players didn't want to step on each other's toes. There was a lot of to me to you, and I just never felt like we caused Norwich any problems. And then just 3 days after that, to have to go to Elland Road, that's a tough one. Because Leeds are not top of the table by accident. They're a really good side, well organised, they know what they're doing. And again we've lost, and again we've failed to score. But that doesn't tell the full story, because we have dominated parts of that match. Second half, we looked really good. At the end of the first half, Collins had a header cleared off the line that if the defender was a half second later, that's a goal. And at 1-1, you just don't know. Anything can happen. We could go on and win that match. But that is football, isn't it? It's cruel. You can be the better side and not win. And that was the case for us. Harry said this was the best performance he's seen since he's been at Blues. So there's a lot of positives to take from it. We play like that, we're going to win more than we lose. And if you look at some of the individual performances, there's a lot to build on. We've uncovered the real Endoy. This is the Endoy we thought we were signing. A player that can win headers all over the park and be a real nuisance. He came on at Norwich. I thought he might start, but he came on as a sub and looked promising. And he's continued that at Elland Road. And I think we're now going to see him have a good run in the side. David Davis is back in central midfield. He looks much more comfortable. And then Sue, all of a sudden, looks like he might be back in favour. He's played really well against Leeds. And he's always looked like he might do something for us going forward. It's just the defending that's a bit of a question mark. But clearly Harry's had a word with him. And he knows now, one lapse in concentration and he's out the side. So hopefully now we're going to see the best of him as well. And he might just be the one and only player that Zola signed that Harry's got a use for. And a bit further forward, we've got the new boys, Boga and Hotter. Boga, I think he's going to be very hot and cold. He gets the ball and it's head down. He wants to do everything. He's capable of doing something brilliant, but he'll also leave you shaking your head and saying, bloody hell, what's he playing at? And then, of course, we've got our record signing, Hotter. I think he looks great on the ball. He's very composed. He's clearly a quality player. Clearly our most skilled player. And we want to run more and more things through him. He's shown a lot of positive signs at Elland Road. And then, this is where the big negative comes in. He's gone off injured. And you've guessed it. It's another hamstring injury. What is going on? What is going on with our best attacking players and their hamstrings? Shay Adams, Isaac Vassell, and now Hotter. And worse still, Adams apparently has tweaked his other hamstring, so now he's got 2 dodgy ones. These are our 3 most dangerous attacking players, I think. And they've got 4 bad hamstrings between them. Is there something wrong behind the scenes? Do we need to look at what's going on with the training? Or with the recovery process? Or with our strength and conditioning? Did Shay Adams come back too soon? It looks that way, doesn't it? To do your other hamstring on your second game back. That doesn't look good. And I'm not saying that anyone is at fault. Because I don't know. And I do know that we've got well-qualified, well-paid people in these jobs, in sports science and all the rest. But once again, at best, this is a case of terrible luck for Blues. As if we haven't had enough over the years. And you've got to feel for Harry, because he's put this team together. And once again, we've got a big game coming up. And somehow, after bringing in these players, we're again really limited with our attacking options. Because if there's no Hotter, and there's no Shay Adams, all of a sudden we're not looking very dynamic again. And if it's a case of Sam Gallagher up front on his own, I don't know what to think, because he's played 3 games for us and I'll be honest, he hasn't shown us much. I don't think he's shown us anything that Jukovic couldn't do. Now he hasn't had many chances for us so far, but he did have a decent one second half at Elland Road. And he's dragged it wide across goal. So I'm keeping my eye on that one. Because I've noticed as well there's a few Blackburn fans about that don't rate him. Now he's clearly done something to impress before now, because Southampton gave him a 4-year contract. So there's something there, just something we haven't seen yet, and hopefully it will reveal itself. It's just typical Blues though, isn't it? He comes in and doesn't look anything special. And you've got Clayton Donaldson looking like a world beater. 2 brilliant goals at Sunderland. And then, to rub salt in the wound, you've got Aidan Flint scoring in consecutive games. All these attacking players that we've signed. And it's the defender that we didn't sign that starts scoring goals. Unbelievable. What could be more Blues than that? But look, I'm not going to get worked up about it. I still believe we'll be fine. I'm not going to panic. We do need a win on Saturday. We do need to beat Preston. Again, it won't be an easy one. They're coming in with a lot of confidence. But we'll take 3 points any which way we can get it. So as fans, we know what to do. We need to get down there and get behind the team. Because one thing we know is that if you can put a couple of wins together on the bounce in this division, things start to look very different very quickly. And I know I'd much rather finish strong than start strong. Because there's always a team that has a rough start, but comes good and ends up making the playoffs. There's no reason why that can't be us. Those are my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comment section below. And before we go, I'm going to make a phone call to a special someone.
Alright.
Hiya.
How you doing?
Alright, want to talk about Blues?
The thing is, I mean, I do have faith in Harry Redknapp still, and I know that there is quite a big percentage of Blues fans who probably can't wait to fail. You know, the type who, they're almost happier if we're doing bad because they get to complain.
I've seen a bit of that, and it's a bit surprising. Already, there's people saying we need to get rid of him. What do you think about that?
Well, that's ridiculous. It's way too soon. I mean, give it a month. You know, think about how long it takes for you to get used to anybody, a new job, a relationship, or whatever.
Yeah.
There's no different with the football team. I mean, just give it a month with the new players. Now, clearly, if it hasn't improved, and particularly if we've lost those games, all right, I'd start to be a bit concerned and start to maybe think that, okay, maybe Redknapp did well last season, but maybe he's not right. Who knows? But I've got faith that over the coming weeks, we'll start seeing the results picking up and everything will work out. I mean, am I right in saying I think the Leeds fans were quite complimentary of the way we played yesterday? Yeah,
I think, again, we've been a little bit unlucky. We've been the better team for the majority of the game. And again, it comes down to this thing in football where you can dominate the ball and you can look the better side, but if you don't score, you don't win.
Yeah.
We've got to start scoring.
Well, I know.
And these injuries as well. What's with these hamstring injuries? What do you think?
Well, I would suggest something to do with training sessions, but I don't know how much Harry's involved in all of that. So
no, we can't put that down to Harry because he's not.
Well, I know.
He's not the physio.
I mean, if we were allowed up actually to watch the training sessions properly, then we'd have a better idea. But when you're restricted to the car park, what can you do?
Yeah. Remember back in the day, you used to actually be able to get up on the grass?
Yeah. Sometimes I've heard of even fans actually joining in the training sessions to make up the numbers.
Yeah.
So there we go. But yeah, like I said, it's in no way time to panic. But neither should we do the usual Blues things. That's the thing. It's extreme, man. Half the Blues fans seem to kind of always be, getting overly dramatic, and then the other half don't get dramatic enough, like with McLeish.
Yeah, it's the McLeish thing. It's the Zola thing again.
Yeah.
It's a little bit like Zola, because Zola came in, his first game, I remember, Brighton. We had our best performance in a long time. We really looked good on the ball, and we were just a bit unfortunate. Lost that match, but everyone said, oh, things are looking up. Last night, again, we've looked good. Harry said it's the best performance he's seen from Blues. And yet we've lost 2-0, so we're in that corridor of uncertainty again of, trying to find what's important, having a good performance or winning. And we've got to do both, obviously.
It's got to be both, because getting good results with crap performances means that at some point your luck's going to run out and you're really going to be in trouble. Playing well's good. It needs to be a bit of both.
He clearly wants to play football.
He seems relaxed, though. You know what I mean? He doesn't seem like, all right, he's done what he needed to in the transfer thing. And like I said, we'll just give it time. It's much too soon after, just two games in quick succession. Yeah. One of them against a team absolutely doing brilliantly.
I want to ask you about the formation, because we thought that he was going to go with wing-backs.
It's getting cold here, man. So
I know.
We'll talk about the formation.
We thought he was going to go with wing-backs.
Yeah.
But now we're seeing this 4-3-2-1 kind of thing.
Okay.
Does that sound good to you, or not? 4-3-2-1.
So it's a pyramid, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it worked for ancient Egypt, for a long, long time. So why not? I mean, I did say, didn't I? I don't like the wing back thing anyway. So I suppose this is not wing backs. Again, formation, just like the results in general. If in a month's time it's not working, but unlike previous managers we've had, I do trust Harry Redknapp that if something's not working, he'll change it.
Are we going to win on Saturday?
Yes, we are. It's not going to be pretty, but we're going to win.
Well, that's the important thing. And if we could just get a win under our belts.
That's it.
What's going on? The reception's terrible.
Well, no, I'm in a very, very windy place, and it's all over the place, to be honest with you, mate. But like I said, the thing is, just think about the pressure before you lose your virginity. But once you've done it, man, you're underway, aren't you? Same thing with virgins with Redknapp. So
yeah.
Well, anyway, we'll catch up some other time. But keep right on, and thanks for the call.
All right, see you later.
Bye.
Bye. There you go, Blues fans. The message from Adebola Bloke, loud and clear. Do not panic. And as always, keep right on.